I am old, honestly. I'm ancient, 70.
I didn't want to say it.
I know that. That's why I can't remember names too well. I was apologising. You accept my apology?
Absolutely.
Yes, I love to get it. Yeah, it's all good. Listen, this is Stephen. You're most welcome. Stephen Davies, the sergeant in Warren Point, in on our regular police call. And you're very welcome. What are we talking about today? What's exercising you?
The theme of the month is violent crime, Ron.
Violent crime, okay.
Yep. Just basically, there's two different forms of violent crime in terms of classification for us, and that's domestic and non-domestic related. So obviously domestic related crime is an abhorrence in society, but we have a huge raft of people, voluntary and statutory agencies who help us out in investigating that, and indeed helping those who are the victims of domestic abuse. So I'm sure that's been done before. What I want to concentrate on, not so much this time, is the non-domestic violent crime, the Saturday night special.
Yeah, and we're not talking about pizzas here.
No, absolutely not. No, as with many of our crimes, and indeed with the domestic violence as well, alcohol seems to be the fuel that starts the fire here. People who we would encounter during the day, maybe on a Thursday or a Friday afternoon, who are perfectly sensible creatures, then once they get a few drinks in them on Saturday night, become a completely different animal.
Well, it's incredible that, because it's a sensibly used, it's a useful enough recreational libation to have a nice bottle of wine or whatever. But there's something there. Is it maybe in some people they just click off into violent mode instead of sleep mode, or instead of love mode, or instead of whatever else?
Yes, well, you get all the different types of drunks. You get the happy drunk, you get the sleepy drunk, and then you get the violent drunk.
Yeah.
And like I said, people who would, as they pass me in the street, would either acknowledge me or just completely put the head down and ignore me because they're shy. But once they get a few drinks in, and then they become.
Can you spot them from a distance when you're on duty and you're moving around your patch? Can you say, oh, that doesn't look good?
Well, you normally you can see the body movements tend to be a lot more exaggerated. The horseplay would come in, and the horseplay, borders on the dangerous, where they're lifting somebody, and I've seen them lifting their mate and dragging them out into the middle of the road, thinking this is funny, but there's with cars coming up and down, taxis coming up and down, and that can be obviously dangerous. So you're having to coax them to the side of the road.
Yeah.
And then there's always, you're looking at my girlfriend.
Oh.
And then that becomes chicken head starts to get poked out, and then it all goes horribly wrong very, very quickly. So,
my goodness.
But you do learn to pick it up, and
you can get in there.
And if especially you'll see a lot of patrols now out on foot, because being on foot is actually much better. Although it potentially can be dangerous for us.
Yeah.
It means that you're so much closer to the action. You can get in there and you can hear what's going on, and get in and try and interrupt the whole thing before it kicks off. It's
about 90% coaxing, maybe 80% coaxing. You get the percentages right. 80% coaxing and 20% physical intervention and overpowering.
As I keep saying, I'm a lover, not a fighter. So you can't look this pretty.
No, I know that.
You would know that.
Sure.
You have years of experience.
I know. And my hair's starting to go the same as yours at the top here.
Quite great.
No, you don't want to be a fighter. Because the thing about being a fighter out there in the streets, there's always a faster gun in the West.
Absolutely.
You're going to be taken out. You might get the upper hand on the Monday, but on the Wednesday you're going to be underneath.
And for some reason I get picked out. Tall officers get picked out. Short officers get picked out. I get picked out because I have no hair. They think, you're hard because your head. You shave your head. No. I don't have any hair.
Yeah.
It's slightly different.
But it's not your fault. You were born that way.
I was. There's so many good-looking heads. The rest are covered with hair.
But it's serious. But you're out there constantly. You're in the front line. Mm-hmm. A good position to make an observation about society. Are we becoming more aggressive or less, or is there a change?
I would say over the years, I have to honestly say it's got worse. And the binge drinking element seems to be probably the key to that. Whereas the Friday and Saturday night used to be you go out to the bar and have a drink.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen anymore. I speak to some of the publicans, and what they tell me is they run a dance floor for Tesco's or Asda, you know, because the people are coming to them, they're already drunk.
They've bought the stuff in the off licenses.
They've already had their drink, and they come in there and they maybe buy 1 or 2 drinks, and all they're getting rid of them really in terms of profit is whatever it costs to get in through the door. But they have a huge overhead, you know, they're providing a band, they're providing a disco or whatever it happens. So that's costing them money. But, you know, so the whole structure around entertainment and the entertainment value of the alcohol that you're talking about has changed, and it's changed dramatically. You know, now you can get a 24 tray of beer, you know, for the same price as you would have got a 2 or 3 pints.
My goodness.
You know, you can understand why people do it.
Yeah,
but at the same time, you know, if you're sitting in your own house drinking, you know, the medical experts will tell you home measures tend to be a lot bigger than
they do, of course.
You know, so therefore,
they do, of course.
I've only had 2 drinks, but those 2 drinks in a bar would probably equate to 4 or 5.
Are you coming across many at the business of driving? And
unfortunately, yes.
Still happening.
People still insist on drinking and driving, and I don't know why. It just, in this day and age, there's so many taxis about. Although people will argue, well, at 3 o'clock on a Saturday morning or 3 o'clock on a Sunday morning, you know, taxis are rare. But, you know, that's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah, but you make your arrangements.
You make your arrangements.
You know, and you do your deal, and you say, look, you'll come and pick us up at this time, and then we'll go with you.
Yeah.
That's a big price. You know, the ultimate price is taking somebody's life or losing your own life.
Yeah.
But there's an equally important livelihood issue if you lose your license.
Absolutely. You know, but again, the drink's going to cloud your judgment in all things, whether it be driving. You know, I can do that. I mean, we've arrested drunk people, and I'm not drunk. You know, and they will argue right to the custody suite that they're not drunk.
Goodness gracious.
You know, despite the fact that whenever they've given us a breath sample on the side of the road, they're maybe 2 to 3 times the limit. Some of them can have a sensible conversation with you.
Can?
Can. You know, and that's
in the drink.
That's really disturbing. You know, the fact that, you know, maybe twice the limit and they're still talking away relatively sensibly. But it's only then when you start to see their hand movements or, you know, can you give me a driving license there? And, you know,
they're fothering.
Then you see that, you know,
the whole thing's
slightly uncoordinated.
Yeah.
But in terms of the assaults, but then what we try to do to counteract that, apart from the policing of it, is education. And education's the key to everything that we do.
See, I don't think in any, for instance, schools out there, put my hands up, I might be wrong, but I don't think there's a 40-minute period or an hour period once a month in schools talking about the wise use of alcohol and not being an aggressive person when you go out for an evening as you grow a little older. I don't think it's happening.
Well, it is actually to a certain extent. The case officers, the community and schools and involvement officers, or education officers, what they do is they do go out to, and they start right from primary school and come through into the secondary schools. And what they do is they do that education. They do education in relation to alcohol. They do education in relation to drugs. They do education in relation to sexting. Sexting's the big thing, you know, at the moment.
What is sexting?
Sexting, it's inappropriate texting, and they just call it sexting.
Sweet Jesus.
You know,
sorry.
Where young ones are either got involved, where somebody has got their number, and then the conversations basically go downhill in terms of quality and appropriateness.
And then they put images on as well.
Oh, absolutely, and this is the big thing, you know, and very often you have grown men who are posing as, you know, 13 and 14-year-old boys, you know, and they're sending photographs supposedly of themselves.
Is this happening in our community?
Absolutely.
In our community?
All over.
In Newry and Mourne?
In Newry and Mourne, all over.
There's men sending young girls images and suggestions.
Yeah.
And sexting.
Yeah. I haven't said that there's young people doing it as well.
Yeah.
Part of growing up, I suppose it's like a rite of passage now. It's just rite of passage.
You sort of half understand it as a rite of passage in the growing up bit.
Yes,
then they'll come through it. But for...
Can you imagine what you'd have been like at 16?
Oh, if I had a text, it would have been deadly. I would have had a bucket full of women's numbers and been chatting them up left, right, and centre.
I can only wish, you know.
But it's the more serious end of it that we're worried about.
You know, it's frightening, you know.
Frightening.
But all of that is going on, and so we do that education that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Now, what people do with education is the important thing. The vast majority of society, as in the vast majority of society for everything, will carry on and be sensible and lead full and fulfilling lives.
Yeah.
But you're going to get that element. I would say we spend 97% of our time dealing with 3% of the population.
Yeah. You know,
if you look at sociology models, they'll say exactly the same. The sociopaths, psychopaths, whatever you want to call them, make up about 3% of the population. But quite a proportion of time and society's money, and not only us, not only policing, but
hospitals,
the hospitals.
Doctors,
they're tied up with the same people, with the same problems week in, week out.
Thank God you're there.
Well,
thank you.
Some of the time.
No, thank you. Well done.
Thank you very much.
That's the Sergeant from One Point. That's Sergeant Stephen Davies. We're now going to play with some music, sir. Andrew, take it away.